Hello everyone, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling that aired on March 14th, 2013. Just to say right off the bat, yes, I know this is uploading a couple days late. I was hanging out with a bunch of my good friends over the last couple days, so in my own personal opinion, that supersedes watching the wrestling shows live and doing these videos. But let's go off, and now that I have seen TNA Impact Wrestling, I'll go off and say this was probably one of my favorite shows that I've seen in the terms of TNA Wrestling in a long, long time. Just the fallout that they did from the lockdown pay-per-view, and of course finally revealing Bully Ray as the leader of Aces and Eights. He won the world title. The promo that they cut at the beginning of the show was just spot on and spectacular. Honestly, finally revealing Bully Ray as that leader of Aces and Eights kind of brought a breath of fresh air into the Aces and Eights in a way that, you know, at one point they were kind of becoming dull. I wasn't liking the additions that they were throwing in there in a sense, and just adding him in there brought a completely different dimension, a different style of, you know, throwing the promos out there in that sense. And the backstage promos as well were just spot on delivered. It was really great and really fun to see. Other segments that were actually really good to see as well, of course, with the fallout of the pay-per-view, the Sting Hogan confrontation inside of Hogan's office was just absolutely, it came off absolutely great. And just in the sense of, you know, initially when this all started, Hogan said, you can't trust Bully Ray, you can't do this, and Sting eventually kind of just convinced him into it. And of course, with the way they portray Bully Ray, they convince Hulk Hogan into trusting him, all that kind of sense. So you could definitely see, in the terms of everything that you saw there, the anger that was coming from Hulk Hogan, because he really initially thought he could not trust this guy, and all along he was actually right in that sense. He should never have trusted him, and he had changed his opinion. And his confrontation with Sting in his office was an extremely well done segment. Match quality wise, honestly, I thought that the show actually came off pretty good. The Knockouts tag team match was extremely fun to watch. Also seeing a continuation of the storyline between Tara Terrell and Gail Kim in there. You saw a little bit of a continuation with that. We'll see where they go on with that to continue furthering that little storyline. You got another Robbie T match. Honestly, it was basically the same thing from the pay-per-view. Wasn't a horrible match, but didn't really do anything special. James Storm and Christopher Daniels, honestly, again, fun match. And speaking of them, that was with the whole aspect of AJ Styles coming back, you know, initially it looked like he was about to come out there and address the crowd, but no, it was Christopher Daniels and Kazarian coming out there dressed as the Legion of Doom, dressed as the Road Warriors. That was extremely, and their segment was just extremely hilarious with portraying how the Road Warriors acted, all that kind of stuff, dressing up like them, which brought out James Storm, which led to their match. Again, a fun match to watch. And after the match, of course, you saw Christopher Daniels and Kazarian attacking James Storm, which brought down AJ. He chased both Christopher Daniels and Kazarian away, and then basically knocks out James Storm, just in the sense that, you know, before, when AJ said he was leaving, he was going to do his own thing. This is kind of what he said. This is kind of a sense of what his own thing is. He's not really aligning himself with anyone, at least not yet. Maybe they'll have him align with somebody completely different from before, or maybe he is just doing his full-on own thing. He doesn't care who it is. He's going to just be physical towards everyone. He's kind of that. He's kind of the tweener. He doesn't like the faces. He doesn't like the heels. He'll attack anybody at any time for anything, for any reason. So we'll see where they actually go with the AJ Styles angle as well. Again, with one last match there, the Austin Aries Sting match. Again, fun match to watch. I actually like the ending where Aces and Eights comes out and starts performing the beatdown, and then what you also saw throughout the whole show, continually challenging Hogan to try to fire them, and then instead of Hogan firing him, he brings out the Cavalry, and and they end up getting beaten down from Aces and Eights. So all in all, I felt that it was a great way of doing the show for the Aces and Eights side, that they were staying on top. They weren't made to look weak in any way, shape, or form. At this point, with the way the pay-per-view went, TNA is supposed to be looking weak, and this was that continuation of that. So it was just really good to watch in my mind. So all in all, probably one of my favorite Impact shows that I've seen this year on that I've actually watched, and yeah, just a great show all around. That's my review for TNA Impact Wrestling this week. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.